Israel is mourning the death of 3 hostages killed by mistake by its own soldiers in the Gaza Strip, where the army is increasing air raids despite pressure from its American ally for more restraint. Large crowds amassed last night in Tel Aviv for a protest urging the government to take the initiative to secure the release of hostages held by Hamas after the army announced it mistakenly killed 3 of them in Gaza. Good evening, I'm Abhidesh Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Setting of employees in criminal activities at the Trivandrum International Airport revealed nexus with gangs involved in gold smuggling and sending people abroad with fake documents found. The government yet to fix the minimum support price for sugarcane despite harvesting season. Farmers protest as sugarcane start to dry up in the fields. Demonstrations take place in Tel Aviv with calls for the Israeli government to bring home hostages from Gaza. Mossad chief meets Qatari Prime Minister in an effort to release the hostages held in Gaza. And Sporting Ilam out of the playoff contention in the Nepal Super League following a goalless draw against Chitwan FC. Pokhara Thunder's edge past Birganj United 2-1 to climb to the second spot. It has been more than 60 years since the Trivandrum International Airport was established. Another 2 international airports have been constructed as an alternative to the Trivandrum International Airport. However, questions have been raised on the security and management of all the 3 international airports in the country. The security risk at the Trivandrum International Airport has further increased as government employees at the airport had been found involved with those conducting criminal activities through the international airport. The government has tightened the issuance of visit visas to a number of countries, citing rise in cases of human trafficking. The measure has been adopted after the group involved in taking Nepali citizens in the United Arab Emirates to a 3rd country started becoming active. However, the state mechanism deployed at the TIA has been found assisting the human traffickers. The Kathmandu Valley Crime Investigation Office on 11th of December made public 33 individuals of a group that was involved in creating fake documents and sending Nepali nationals to foreign countries. 5 government officials among the 33 individuals were Immigration Officer Narabir Khadka, 2 police personnel who were responsible for inspecting documents before entering the airport, 2 officers of Nepal Airlines, Home Pokhrel and Arvind Yadav, whose responsibility was to provide the boarding passes. A list of 30 individuals with fake documents who had been provided boarding passes has been recovered from the mobile phone of Immigration Officer Khadka. A nexus of consultancy that prepares fake documents for 150,000 rupees per person, middlemen, employees at the TIA, and immigration officers has been identified. The police recovered more than 1,500 passports from them. The government had deployed a team of Anti-Human Trafficking Bureau at the TIA with a view to prevent such instances. The team had returned 7,647 individuals with fake documents from the Trivandrum International Airport within a year. However, the team withdrew its works at the airport, citing lack of clarity regarding their responsibility and pressure from the government. 24 individuals, including customs agent, customs officers, and employees for cleaning and sanitation at the Trivandrum International Airport, had been arrested this year for their involvement in the smuggling of gold in electric cigarettes and 300 kilograms of gold smuggled by a group of Chinese nationals. At a time when the authority has failed to prevent criminal activities that are being conducted through the Trivandrum International Airport, keeping the 2 newly constructed international airports in the country free from such instances has become a challenge. Therefore, the government must be aware regarding the eligibility and effectiveness of the government mechanism on time at the international airports. Sugarcane cultivated by farmers have started drying up in the fields. However, the government has yet to allocate the minimum support price for the cash crop. The government must have allocated the minimum support price for sugarcane during the farming season. Although it is already the harvesting season, the government, sugarcane farmers, and sugarcane industries have not held a meeting yet. This has delayed the allocation of the minimum support price. The entities associated with sugarcane farmers have said that the minimum support price per quintal of sugarcane must be set at 845 rupees, citing rise in production cost, which was 610 rupees last year. The sugarcane industries, however, have not agreed to this. Meanwhile, government officials claim that the minimum support price will be fixed soon after holding talks with sugarcane farmers and sugarcane industries. The government provides subsidy of 70 rupees per quintal of sugarcane to the farmers. However, the authority has dues of 520 million rupees from last year. The Ministry for Agriculture has already presented the document to the Ministry of Finance. However, a decision has yet to be taken. In the meantime, there has been a rise in the number of sugarcane farmers who have started quitting the occupation due to the lack of proper regulation in this regard. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, the country had produced around 3.4 million tons of sugarcane in the Nepalese fiscal year 2066-67. The production in recent time has decreased to 3.1 million tons. Likewise, farming of sugarcane, which used to be done in 80,000 hectares of land 7 years ago, has decreased to 62,000 hectares. The production of sugarcane has also declined due to the lack of irrigation facility, seeds and fertilizers. Around 300,000 tons of sugar is consumed in Nepal annually. However, production has been limited to 180,000 tons. The government had begun imposing 40% tax on the import of sugar as advised by sugarcane industries, citing the failure to pay the farmers due to the rise in demand of sugar imported from neighboring India, Bangladesh and Pakistan, which affected the sale of domestically produced sugar. This has made the imported sugar expensive, while the production of sugar back home has been decreasing. Meanwhile, farmers in Sarlai protested today, demanding for an immediate announcement of the support price for sugarcane. The farmers, with the support from Sugarcane Producers Association, staged a protest in the streets of Hariwan this afternoon, demanding the government to fix the minimum support price of sugarcane for this year. They also demanded the government to provide them the subsidy amount of the sugarcane sold last year. The protest rally, which started from Hariwan's Krishna Chowk, went in front of the Indu Shankar sugar mill before returning to Krishna Chowk, where a protest assembly was held. The farmers protested, saying that this season's sugarcane price should be 750 rupees per quintal due to the increase in sugar price and production cost. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces regarding ways to ensure fair price for sugarcane farmers. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
बजारीकरणको लागि व्यवस्थापन गर्नु पर्ने कुरा चाहिँ राज्यले गर्नु पर्यो।
पालिकाले किसानहरुको सामानहरु किन्दिनु पर्यो।
उचित मूल्य बेलैमा तोकेर चाहिँ हामीले बजारमा बेच्न पायौं भने राम्रो हुन्थ्यो।
तरकारी लिएर गएर व्यवस्थापन उता गर्दिनु पर्यो।
किसानबाट आएको चीजलाई सरकारले किन्दिने,
सरकारले चाहिँ व्यवस्थापन गर्दिनु पर्यो बजारको।
कति हो तिमीले उत्पादन गर्छौ र हामीले राज्यले के गर्नुपर्छ तिमीलाई भनेर पहिला किसानलाई चाहिँ यथोचित उनीहरुलाई चाहिँ किसानकै ठाउँमा बीचमा बिचौलिया मार्फत मात्र नभएर किसानको ठाउँमा पुगेर अथवा राज्य यहाँ छ है भनेर किसानलाई अनुभूति हुने गरी त्यो चाहिँ व्यवस्थापन गर्न जरुरी छ।
इन्डियाबाट आएको सामान बन्द गर्नु पर्यो।
आन्तरिक उत्पादनहरुलाई बढोत्तरी दिने किसिमका विज्ञापनहरु गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ।
सरकारले के रे हामी बेच्दा राम्रो मूल्य तोक्यो भने अझ राम्रो हुन्थ्यो।
मूल्य निर्धारण गर्ने र सरकार मार्फत नै स्थानीय सरकार मार्फत नै बजारसम्म ल्याउन सकियो भने कृषकलाई उचित चाहिँ मूल्य पाउँछ।
बिचौलियाहरुको भर नपरिकन डाइरेक्ट किसानहरुसँग नै लिएर लगेर बजार व्यवस्थापन गर्दियो भने
यहाँबाट म्याक्सिमम सामान बनमसाबाट त्यहाँ गएर त्यसरी आइराछ के। अब त्यही सामान अलि 20 रुपैयाँ पनि सस्तोमा अन्त पाइराछ भने त मान्छेले यहाँको लोकल सामान किन्दैन नि त। सरकारले चाहिँ त्यसलाई चाहिँ रोक लाउनु पर्यो।
Minister for Foreign Affairs NP South has said that coordination is underway with countries like Qatar and Egypt that have good bilateral relations with Hamas. Speaking to reporters upon his arrival at the Trivandrum International Airport today, after concluding his official visit to Qatar and Switzerland, Minister South reiterated that efforts were being made for the safe release of Nepali national Bipin Joshi from Hamas captivity. Likewise, Minister Saud added that bilateral discussions were being held with Russia to repatriate Nepali nationals who have been recruited in the Russian army. He said that a bilateral note has been sent to the Russian authority through the Nepalese embassy in Moscow. Minister Saud had participated in the Doha summit in Qatar last Sunday and Monday and had reached Switzerland to participate in the Geneva Summit for Human Rights. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what's your take on the Tribhuvan University's decision to loosen criteria for PhD equivalence? 30% voted for A, result of pressure. 64% voted for B, apathy towards quality. And 6% voted for C, concern towards students. Here's today's question. What should be done for rapid construction of temporary shelters for the earthquake victims? Your options are A, swift initiatives by government, B, deploy volunteers, and C, adequate resources. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. Demonstrations took place in Tel Aviv with calls for the Israeli government to do more to bring home hostages from Gaza. The protesters carried placards and candles as they marched to a military base in Tel Aviv and called on the Israeli government to negotiate a deal for the release of the remaining hostages captured by Hamas on 7th of October. The protests were sparked by the Israeli military mistakenly killing 3 hostages in Gaza after misidentifying them as a threat. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the deaths as an unbearable tragedy. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby has described the accidental killing of 3 hostages in Gaza by Israeli forces a tragic mistake. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says that more than 18,800 people are now known to have been killed since Israel launched its retaliatory campaign after the 7th of October Hamas attack on Israel. The Israeli offensive has continued in Gaza, with residents reporting fighting in northern, central, and southern Gaza. Palestinians in Gaza laid the body of slain Al Jazeera cameraman Samir Abu Daqqa to rest today, the day after he was killed in southern Gaza. Cameraman Abu Daqqa was injured along with a colleague, Wael al-Dadu, while covering the bombing of a school. Rescuers were unable to reach Abu Daqqa to take him to a hospital. According to the Palestinian Journalists Syndicate, 90 journalists have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in Gaza since 7th of October. Al Jazeera said the journalists were hit by a missile fired from a drone in the city of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Mossad chief David Barnea met overnight with Qatari Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani in Oslo, Norway, amid efforts to bring about a deal for the release of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, Barnea also met with Egyptian officials. Quoting sources with knowledge of the talks, the WSJ reported that there were significant obstacles impeding a resumption of negotiations on a new hostage deal, including disagreements over the terms within Hamas. On Friday, IDF troops killed 3 hostages in Gaza who escaped their Hamas captors, mistaking them for terrorists. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Sporting Ilam are out of playoff contention in the Nepal Super League following a goalless draw against Chitwan FC today. In the match played at the capital's Datsrat Stadium in Tripurashore this evening, Chitwan custodian Bishal Srestha exhibited an impressive performance by not conceding a goal as Sporting Ilam continued to pile pressure. Bimal Ghartimagar failed to take advantage of the opportunity in the second half injury time, and both teams shared a point each following the draw. Chitwan FC are in the 7th spot of the points table with 6 points from 7 matches. With today's draw, Chitwan's chances of reaching the playoffs has also weakened. Meanwhile, Ilam's chance of reaching the playoffs has ended following today's draw. Even with a win in their last match, Ilam will not be able to advance into the playoffs. Ilam are at the bottom of the league table with 5 points from 7 matches. There aren't any Nepal Super League matches scheduled at the Dasrat Stadium for tomorrow due to Tribhuvan University's convocation ceremony. The match between Kathmandu Razors and Dhangari FC scheduled for tomorrow has been shifted for 6 p.m. Monday. Likewise, the Ilam versus Lalitpur City match scheduled for Monday has been moved for 1 p.m. kickoff on Tuesday. The match between Butol Lumini and Pokhara Thunders is scheduled to kick off at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. In another match played earlier today, Pokhara Thunders edged past Birganj United 2-1 to climb to the 2nd spot of the Nepal Super League points table. In the match played at the Dasrat Stadium this afternoon, all the goals were scored in the first half itself. Joe Aido opened the scoring for Pokhara Thunders in the 6th minute, making good use of the pass by Papa Anor. It didn't take long for Birganj United to come up with the equalizer as Akins Bafor found the net in the 11th minute to level the match at 1-1, scoring the goal through a header after a free kick from Sushil Lama. Pokhara had a chance to score in the 16th minute, but Suraj Jiu Thakuri's free kick went out touching Birganj goalkeeper Deep's hand. Moses scored for Pokhara, utilizing a cross by Anur in the 45th minute to take a 2-1 lead going into halftime. Pokhara Thunders dominated the second half and held on to the lead to seal the 2-1 win over Birganj United. With the win, Pokhara have climbed to the 2nd spot of the league table with 11 points from 6 matches. Dhangari FC are at the top with also 11 points, but they have played 1 match less. Birganj remain in the 8th position with 5 points from 6 matches. Birganj will have to rely on the results of other teams to have any chances of reaching the playoffs. Cricket Association of Nepal CAN has made public the schedule for the Prime Minister Cup Women National Cricket Tournament that is to kick off from 21st of December. CAN announced the schedule today for the tournament that will be held from 21st of December till 3rd of January. The tournament will be played in the single round robin format for the first time. A total of 8 teams with 7 provincial teams and a departmental team will be participating in the tournament, which will feature a total of 32 matches. The matches of the 2-week tournament will be held at Kathmandu's Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur and the Mulpani ground. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.